How's it going? It's Mo with moswebtips.com, and today what I want to do is I want to talk about permalink settings, or your URL structure, your custom URL structure for your brand new WordPress or blog setup. I think this is really important, and a lot of people start blogs and they don't really understand this or have any idea, so I want to give you a quick beginner's guide to making sure that your WordPress posts or your website pages posts are properly set up so that the search engines will give them some attention if of course if you write the article properly and you SEO it. So first, let's get to it. So the first thing is, what you want to do is you want to log into your WordPress site, and then you want to go to settings, and then down where it says permalinks, you want to go to permalinks, and you're going to click on that, and then it's going to take you to permalink settings. So what's really important here is you want to know the right setting, and there's a lot of different settings here, but what I recommend is custom structure, and then you can put in your structure here. So there's two forms that I recommend. There's post name, and then there's category post name. Now, if you set yours up this way, where it's just /% post name %.html, I like to add that HTML at the end, just in case in the future if I ever wanted to convert this to a static site, it would be a lot easier. What this is going to do is it's going to make it so that when you write a post in a WordPress site like this, that your URL will be the title of your post. So this right here is what makes internet marketing so hard. Now if you look here at the URL, it's moswebtips.com /what makes internet marketing so hard.html. So that's the URL. So what that does is it sets it up so that your URL for every post is going to be your domain name / whatever the title of your post is. That way you can put your keywords or whatever when you create an article like this, what makes internet marketing so hard. That's your title, and that's going to be your URL. Okay, now if we set it up so that it says category, which would be /% category %/ postmark %.html. If you want to make sure that it's, you can organize your stuff by category, you can go ahead and add that part about the category. And if you do that, it's going to look something like this. For this website, this is a different website. It's redpalms.com / Costa Rica Yoga Retreats /. So the category is Costa Rica Yoga Retreats. So what it's doing now is it's adding the category, so when you create a post, you get to pick a category, you can create a category, and that now becomes also part of the URL. But the problem with that, in my experience, is sometimes you want to change categories, or sometimes you want to use a different category, or change the name of a category, and what that'll do is it'll change the URL of your post. So if you have experience and you know for sure you're not going to be changing categories and stuff, this may be something that you want to do. But I would say that for most people that are starting off a brand new blog, your best bet is going to go with this custom URL setup. Okay, so it's /% post name %.html, and then you just hit save, and then that's all you have to do. And then automatically when you create posts, you just put in your title, and then the URL is going to happen. As you can see, here's the categories on the right. So because I have it set up that way, if I click on a category here, it's not going to be in the URL. The only URL for this post is going to be the title. So I think for most people that works out the best, and it's very friendly for search engines. Okay. Now one last thing I want to go over really quickly, and I see a lot of people making this mistake, is people will create a post and they'll name it something like this, for example. And then maybe 2 or 3 or 4 months down the road, they decide maybe they want to change the name. They don't like the name for some reason. So they'll come in, they'll open up their post, and they'll change the title post. And then they'll save it. So great, everything worked out. But what they didn't realize is they basically changed the URL. So it's like a completely different page. So what happens now is the old page, if it's indexed on Google and somebody searches for the old term and then that shows up in the search engine, what's going to happen is it's going to go to a page cannot be found. So WordPress does have a safety thing here that you can change this and your URL won't change. But if you change this section right here where it says edit, this will actually change the URL. So sometimes people use this because maybe they want to name it something, but for SEO purposes they want to use a different title here. So this is for the users and this is for the search engines. But what happens is if it's a brand new post, whatever you put in here is going to become the default URL. So if you ever do need to change your URL for some reason, and you know for sure that you want to change the actual URL, so the page, the web, it's basically a website page, you have to change it in here as well. Okay, so I hope that makes sense and I hope that helps you out. Just remember, you know, whatever you put in your title is going to be your URL, and if you ever do need to change it down the road, I would recommend using a 301 redirect. And if you go to moswebtips.com, I have a tutorial on how you can do that. So I hope that helps you, and I am out.